George Strait reflects on his legendary career, from small-town dreams to the Country Music Hall of Fame. When George Strait steps onto the stage, it's more than just a performance. It's a celebration of a career that has defined country music for decades. As one of the most iconic figures in the genre, Strait finds himself in the most sacred space of country music, the Country Music Hall of Fame. And for him, this moment is nothing short of surreal. This is like, I think I said the day they put me in here that this was for a country singer and songwriter. It's just the top of the mountain, Strait said, a humble yet poignant acknowledgement of his place among the legends. It's hard to believe that I'm part of this. A humble beginning. No dreams of fame. Walking into the Hall of Fame, Strait feels a weight that transcends fame. There's something about walking in here where you can feel that. It's almost like a holy place for country music, he muses. But even as a young boy with a love for music, George never imagined he'd end up in this prestigious company. His roots were far from the spotlight, grounded in the rural town of Pearsall, Texas, where his family worked on a cattle ranch. Growing up, Strait had no thoughts of stardom. I just grew up in a real rural small town, he reflects. I really didn't have any thoughts of even singing or how you could even do that. There wasn't a lot of live music around our little town. His musical influences, if any, were drawn from the traditional sounds of gospel music and church hymns, an upbringing that was worlds apart from the stardom he would one day achieve. Country music wasn't something he saw as a tangible career, just an inherent part of his life that would remain as a dream far beyond his reach. The power of music, a deep connection with fans. But as his career evolved, Strait found that his love for music, particularly performing live, was something far more profound than just a way to entertain. In a candid interview, he shared a sentiment that captured his genuine connection with fans. "I love performing because you can hear everybody singing your music," Strait said, a statement that encapsulated the joy and fulfillment he finds in connecting with his audience. "Yeah, that's true," Strait continues, his voice filled with the kind of humble honesty that fans love about him. "I've never been a want-to-be-in-the-spotlight kind of performer. I'm more of a singer-songwriter guy." For Strait, it's not about the fame or the accolades, it's about the music, the connection, and the deep emotional resonance that his songs have with listeners. After years of performing, George has experienced the full spectrum of the music industry. The highs, the lows, the grueling schedules, and the rewarding moments of recognition. "You know, I've been doing this for a long time, so I've been everywhere 100 times, and it gets to be a job and a routine," he says, acknowledging the sometimes mechanical nature of the industry. Sometimes you feel like a machine. But no matter the routine, the power of the live experience never fades. It never fails when you walk out there and you have a good crowd and they're singing along. The emotional power of country music. What Strait describes next is what makes his performances so unique, and it's the reason why his fans remain deeply loyal to him. One lady's holding up a sign that says this is her 33rd concert she's been to, and another little boy, this tall, says, "This is my first concert," Strait shares, recounting some of the most memorable moments from his live shows. And then they're holding up signs for different songs that have meant something in their lives, you know? This connection, this shared experience between artist and audience, is what Strait cherishes most. He goes on to list some of his most beloved songs. "Living for Love," "Where Were You," "When the World Stopped Turning," and of course, "I Cross My Heart." As he performs these emotionally charged songs, Strait sees his audience in a way that few artists ever can. "I look out there and people are crying," he says, his voice softening as he reflects on the emotional depth his music can tap into. "There's a lot of fun songs too. 5 o'clock somewhere, Chattanooga, and people are having a big time." In a career spanning decades, George Strait has mastered the balance between heartbreak and joy in his music, creating a catalog of songs that resonate with a wide range of emotions. For Strait, country music isn't just about heartache or sorrow, it's about everything in between. Country music has always been a mixture of everything, from heartache to fun songs, he says. Most songs are about love or heartache, but country music has always had a way of telling the story of life, real life. It's always had songs about everything. The full circle of music and life for George Strait, the recognition he now enjoys, whether it's his induction into the Country Music Hall of Fame or the accolades that continue to come his way, is the culmination of years of dedication and authenticity. He has not only helped define the genre of country music, but has redefined it for a new generation, blending traditional sounds with modern influences. His achievements, however, aren't just about the milestones and record-breaking moments. They are about the connection he's fostered with his audience, the love he shares with his family, and the unwavering commitment he's had to his craft. "I've always done country music," he reflects. "It's always been a mixture of everything, from heartache to fun, from love to loss." It is this deep, versatile connection to the genre that has allowed Strait to carve out a legacy that will last for generations. In a time when country music was shifting towards pop influences, George Strait remained a steady force, embracing his roots and staying true to the sound that resonated with fans from all walks of life. Today, as he stands on the grand stage of the Country Music Hall of Fame, George Strait acknowledges his place in country music history not with an air of entitlement, but with profound gratitude. "It's hard to believe that I'm part of this," he says, still humbled by the honor. But for George, it's not the accolades that matter most. It's the love of his fans, the strength of his family, and the shared experience of making music that speaks to the soul. A legacy built on love, family, and music. As George Strait looks back on his legendary career, the image that stands out is not just the performer on stage, but the man who has stayed true to his roots. His family, particularly his wife Norma, who has been his anchor throughout their decades together, has played a pivotal role in his success. Norma, who supported George through thick and thin, remains the quiet strength behind his public persona. Their story is one of mutual support, love, and respect, values that have remained central to George's life, both on and off the stage. And while George Strait has touched millions with his songs, it is his integrity, his dedication to his family, and his authentic approach to music that will ultimately define his legacy. As he continues to influence the country music landscape, George Strait is proof that true success is not measured by the awards or the hits, but by the love and respect you garner from those who matter most. In the years to come, George Strait will undoubtedly continue to perform, but it's his legacy of heart and authenticity that will stand the test of time. His music, his family, and his humility have made him not just a country legend, but a symbol of the enduring power of love, resilience, and the human connection. The heart of country music, George Strait's journey of love, family, and authenticity. For George Strait, country music has always been more than a career. It's been a way of life. His songs, each carrying a story from his own experiences or the lives of those around him, have touched millions, resonating deeply with fans who relate to the emotions embedded in every lyric. From love and heartbreak to the passage of time and the joys of family, George's music has become a soundtrack for life's most significant moments. "I've sung about and written about love, heartache, family, and everything in between my entire career," George reflects with a sense of pride and fulfillment. And that's one of the things I like the most about country music. It's real, it's relatable, and it means something to the people who hear it. Indeed, George Strait's music has left an indelible mark on his fans, but it's also influenced his own family in ways that are deeply personal. "When I walk out there and see people affected by my music," he says, It's endearing. It means something. You don't realize it at the time, but you can see the way people connect with your songs. It's a powerful thing. A love story in the making for many, George Strait's music has become the soundtrack to significant life events, including love stories of their own. A fan shared a personal anecdote during an interview, revealing that her third date with her now husband was spent singing along to George's songs. "I thought, okay, he's probably a keeper. I might have to marry him. And I did," she laughed. The couple, like so many, has grown with George's music. Listening to Remember When, the fan fondly recalls the nostalgic lyrics that reflect the beauty of love and family, a sentiment that has only deepened since the birth of their own children. "It means something. It's a lot of life in some of those songs," she says. The connection between George's music and these pivotal moments in his fans' lives is a testament to the timeless quality of his work. And for George, these moments aren't just part of the audience's experience. They reflect his own life journey. A lot of times, it's a subject that other people have lived and can relate to, he adds. It's something I've experienced along the way. And if it resonates with others, then it's worth writing about. A life chronicled in song. Over his 40-plus years of marriage to Norma Strait, George has had the unique opportunity to witness the unfolding of life's most significant moments through the lens of his music. From the birth of his children to his daughter's weddings, his family has been a central theme in his creative process. "I've seen my music follow all the different chapters of my life," George says, reflecting on how his personal experiences have intertwined with his art. His latest album is a testament to that evolution, containing songs that reflect the milestones of his life. One of the most meaningful tracks on his new album was written in memory of his mother, who passed away a few years ago. "I wrote a song for my mama when she passed away," George shares. "It's the kind of thing that, as a songwriter, you have to do. It helps you process the pain." He acknowledges that music for him has always been an emotional release, a way to work through life's trials and triumphs. The album also includes a song that George wrote for his daughter Maddie's wedding. "Maddie asked me if I would write a song for the father-daughter dance. I told her I'd try, but I didn't want to write 3 different songs for each of the girls," he laughs. "So I wrote one song that would be meaningful for all 3 of them. The song was used for Maddie's wedding, and it was such a personal and touching piece that it found its way onto George's latest album." The experience of writing songs for his children has been incredibly fulfilling for George. As a father, the ability to express his love and pride through music has been a beautiful way to connect with his family. He even reflects on how his second daughter, Allie, who got married last year, was featured on the cover of a wedding magazine, a proud moment for both George and Norma. The music and memories surrounding these moments continue to shape George's work, and in doing so, they provide a lasting legacy for his children. The nerves that never fade. Despite George's incredible career and the confidence that comes with it, he admits that he still experiences nerves before performing. "I'm not as bad as I used to be," he confesses, explaining that when he first started performing, he was incredibly shy. "I hadn't done much like that before, so I was nervous, and I still am," he adds. Though he's a seasoned professional now, walking into the spotlight still brings a sense of self-consciousness. "Some people love the spotlight, but I've never felt that comfortable up there," George admits. "It's a weird thing to explain. I guess I've always been more self-conscious than nervous." For many fans, this vulnerability only adds to George's charm. His down-to-earth demeanor, his humble beginnings, and his reluctance to seek attention off stage make him more relatable than many other stars. But while George might not love being in the spotlight, he understands its importance. For him, the reward comes from seeing the audience's response to his music. "It never fails when you walk out there and see the crowd singing along with you," he says. "It's like you're all in this together." The legacy of country music. Through his decades-long career, George Strait has become an emblem of authenticity in country music, a genre that has evolved, but one that he has always stayed true to. His music, like his life, is about love, heartache, family, and the shared human experience. His connection to his fans is rooted in his ability to write about real-life experiences and in the way his music continues to resonate across generations. As he looks back on his career, George's legacy is more than the chart-topping hits or record-breaking tours. It is found in the way his music has been woven into the lives of his fans, the way it has marked milestones for countless people. Weddings, anniversaries, heartaches, and moments of joy. At 70 years old, George Strait is still making music and still performing. And though he's reached the pinnacle of success, he remains grounded in the same values that shaped his career: authenticity, love, and connection. For George, it's never been about the spotlight. It's been about the people, the stories, and the music. "I've always done country music," George reflects. "And country music has always had everything in between: the heartache, the fun, and all the stories about life." Through it all, George Strait remains a true testament to the enduring power of country music, a genre that, for him, has always been about more than just the songs. It's about the life lived and the love shared, and that is something that resonates far beyond the stage. George Strait, facing a new challenge. With grace and transparency, for a man who has spent decades in the spotlight, George Strait has remained remarkably grounded. His music, rooted in authenticity, has always been about more than just entertainment. It's been about connecting with people. His songs have resonated with millions, and for Strait, that connection has always been the true reward. But in recent years, Strait has been grappling with something very personal, something that, despite his best efforts to keep it under wraps, is starting to affect his ability to perform. The country legend recently opened up to his fans about a health condition that has been gradually impacting his mobility. "I've been reluctant to talk about this publicly," Strait admits. "It's been a while, and it's starting to affect my performance on stage a little bit. I don't feel comfortable, and I just wanted the fans and the public to know what's going on." A personal struggle. The diagnosis. The condition Strait is referring to is Charcot-Marie-Tooth disease, CMT, a neurological disorder that he has inherited from his father. CMT is a degenerative disease that affects the nerves and muscles in the extremities, specifically the arms, hands, and legs. Strait explains, "It's a genetic disorder, and it's something that I inherited from my dad. My grandmother had it on his side, and now my oldest sister, who's 10 years older than me, has it as well." For Strait, CMT has become more than just a diagnosis. It has become a part of his reality. "I've been dealing with it for years, and it's becoming more and more obvious," he shares, revealing the difficulties it has caused in his daily life. The impact has been particularly felt on stage, where his balance and mobility have become increasingly challenging. "I'm stumbling around on stage, and now I'm having a little trouble balancing even in front of the microphone," he admits. "I just feel very uncomfortable, and I don't want people to think I'm drunk on stage." Struggling in silence. A lifelong battle. Despite the challenges, Strait has always been someone who prefers to keep his personal struggles private. The idea of complaining publicly is something that goes against his nature. "I don't want to appear like some whiny celebrity," he explains. "I've had a wonderful, beautiful life, and I've been so blessed. I can't even imagine what other people go through. This is not a condition that I would typically complain about." And yet, as his performances have become more affected by the disease, Strait has chosen to be transparent with his fans. He doesn't want anyone to misunderstand his condition, nor does he want people to think that he's giving less than his best on stage. "It's not going to kill me," he says, "but the reality is that CMT is a progressive disease. While it isn't fatal, it shares similarities with conditions like muscular dystrophy and Parkinson's disease. It's not deadly, but it is going to disable me eventually," Strait admits. My dad had it, and he passed away in his early 70s. He could still walk a little bit, but it got worse over time. A career built on perseverance. George Strait's career has been built on more than just his incredible voice and songwriting ability. It's been built on his unwavering determination and work ethic. He's known for his humility, his authenticity, and his deep connection to his fans. Despite the health challenges, Strait remains committed to his audience, even if it means adjusting his approach. "I've always thought that my music has been something that brings people together," he says, his voice filled with sincerity. Strait's desire to connect with his fans has always been at the heart of his music, and even now, as he faces his own health battles, he continues to put them first. But as the disease progresses, he knows that there will be limitations on what he can continue to do. "It's affecting me tremendously now," he admits, "and I don't want people to think I'm just complaining. I've been blessed with a wonderful life, and I've been able to do things most people can only dream of. But I also have to face the reality that this condition is going to impact my performances on stage." The future of the tour, a bittersweet decision. As George Strait continues to navigate this new chapter in his life, he faces the difficult question of how much longer he can tour. "I don't know how much longer I'll be able to continue the tour," he says, reflecting on the uncertainty that comes with his diagnosis. Strait has always been known for his dedication to his craft, and the idea of slowing down is not one he takes lightly. The thought of stepping back from the stage is bittersweet for Strait. Performing has been an essential part of his life for decades, and the thought of not being able to do so at the level he's accustomed to is a difficult pill to swallow. But he's also aware that his health must come first. As he faces these challenges, he remains deeply grateful for the years he has had on stage and for the fans who have supported him every step of the way. A legacy of love and music. George Strait's openness about his struggles with CMT offers fans a rare glimpse into the man behind the music. It's not just his voice or his songs that have made him a country legend, it's his heart, his authenticity, and his deep connection to those who have supported him throughout his career. As he continues to face the realities of living with CMT, Strait's legacy will be defined not just by his incredible catalog of music, but by the love he has for his family, his fans, and the craft that has been his lifelong passion. While the future may hold challenges for George Strait, there's one thing that is certain. His music will continue to resonate with generations of fans. His impact on the country music landscape is immeasurable, and the sincerity he brings to every note will forever be a part of his legacy. As he steps into the next phase of his career, George Strait remains a beacon of perseverance, humility, and love for music, and his fans will be with him every step of the way, supporting him just as he has always supported them. George Strait opens up the power of music, family, and facing life's challenges. George Strait, the country music legend known for his stoic demeanor and undeniable musical talent, has always been a man of few words. He's the kind of artist who lets his songs speak for themselves, letting his voice and heartfelt lyrics resonate with fans around the world. However, as he navigates his later years in the spotlight, Strait has recently opened up about a personal struggle that has been affecting him more and more. His battle with a neurological disease, Charcot-Marie-Tooth, CMT, has begun to take its toll, but despite this, his passion for music remains as strong as ever. "I never wanted to do the big retirement tour like some people do," Strait admits with his trademark humility. "You know, the one where they take a year off and then come back, it's kind of cheesy. But I've always admired the artists who just keep going. Merle Haggard, Willie Nelson, Charlie Pride, Loretta Lynn, they just keep playing. They never retire. They just play as much as they can, as long as they can, and I've always wanted to do that too." For a man who has lived much of his life under the bright lights of country music's biggest stages, it's clear that his commitment to performing and making music is unwavering. But as he faces the realities of his health, Strait knows that things may not be as easy as they once were. George Strait's recent admission about his health has highlighted his battle with CMT, a hereditary degenerative nerve condition. Strait clarifies, "I didn't want anyone to think I'm just drunk on stage," explaining that it impacts his balance and mobility. Nevertheless, his passion for music remains intact. He asserts, "It's not going to affect my voice, my ability to write songs, or my love for music," emphasizing that music is central to his identity as an artist and connection with fans. Despite his challenges, Strait intends to continue recording and performing as long as possible, inviting fans to see him live. His devotion to his craft reveals that it's not about fame, but about authenticity and musical connection. Additionally, Strait finds healing in music, further exemplified by a heartfelt song he created with his daughter, Maddie, inspired by her journey through loss and recovery, underscoring the profound impact of music and family. Maddie approached her father, George Strait, with a song she had written and asked him to compose music for it. Strait reflected fondly on the experience, describing it as a sweet and beautiful piece that conveyed a powerful message about love, loss, and healing. He expressed pride in Maddie's songwriting, which he believes will resonate with many who face similar struggles. For Strait, music serves as a means of processing life and connecting deeply with others. In a rare moment of vulnerability, he opened up about his health challenges, specifically his mobility and balance issues, acknowledging the nerves that accompany discussing it. Strait emphasized the importance of transparency, wanting his audience to understand his struggles rather than misconceiving them as intoxication. This candidness reveals a rarely seen side of the iconic artist, illustrating his commitment to authenticity and connection with his fans. George Strait's recent honesty stems not from a desire for sympathy, but from a commitment to transparency with his fans. Known for his genuine nature, Strait continues to exemplify authenticity as he reflects on his extensive music career. His legacy extends beyond his remarkable catalog. It encompasses deep connections with family, fans, and his heartfelt artistry. Strait expresses gratitude for his life's blessings and acknowledges his health challenges as part of life, reassuring fans, "It's not going to kill me, and I'll be fine." His fans stand by him unwaveringly, recognizing that his music is a testament to love, resilience, and healing. Whether on stage or in private moments, George Strait's song legacy reinforces his enduring connection to his supporters. Ultimately, he is not just a country music icon, but a man whose life is marked by love, family, and authenticity, regardless of the obstacles he faces. George Strait views music as the guiding rhythm of his life, reflecting both joys and struggles. He has established a lasting legacy through his country hits, embodying authenticity in an evolving genre. Although he never intended to stage a traditional retirement tour, Strait faces personal and health challenges that complicate his passion for music. He respects artists like Merle Haggard and Willie Nelson who continue performing despite their age, and he aspires to do the same. However, the progression of Charcot-Marie-Tooth disease, a genetic neurological condition affecting his mobility, has introduced new realities. Strait acknowledges that the disease impacts his performances, but stresses that it won't defeat him. He embraces the strength of his connection with his fans. Open about his condition, he hopes to manage expectations and clarify any misconceptions about his onstage appearance. "I just didn't want people to think that I was just stumbling around because I was drunk," he shares. Strait values transparency, ensuring his longtime supporters understand the challenges he faces. As he navigates these health concerns, his love for music and commitment to authenticity persist, allowing him to remain engaged with his craft and audience despite the uncertainties ahead. Despite the challenges of Charcot-Marie-Tooth, CMT disease, George Strait's passion for songwriting remains unwavering, and his voice remains unaffected. He expresses his love for creating music, emphasizing that the songs are what make the artist and resonate with fans. Family plays a crucial role in his life, with his wife, Norma, standing by him through the highs and lows of fame. Their strong bond, forged over 40 years and strengthened by the loss of their daughter, Jennifer, in 1986, showcases the power of love and loyalty. Strait's pride in their marriage is evident as he describes their closeness after overcoming grief. George Strait values his children, especially Maddie, whose resilience inspires him. He expresses love through songwriting, creating a poignant song for her. His new album, Writing from the Heart, reflects emotional authenticity. Amid personal challenges, Strait prioritizes family and meaningful connections, ensuring his legacy endures through heartfelt music.